Hi there, welcome to day 56 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today, just like this entire month, we're talking about confidence. Our topic today is confident pricing. In addition to that, we are covering the super process so that we make sure we get it in this month with respect to confidence. And I think I'll share that first, and then we'll talk about confident pricing. You can think about it for a minute. Confident pricing has, well, as I dive into confident pricing, our P in our super acronym stands for plan your path. So yesterday and the day before, we determined the gap. We figured out what the gap was between what we want and where we are right now. At least I hope you did that, because it makes the rest of the process really easy. We start to fill that gap. So how do we do that? We have to look at the gap, pick an area or an action to take, and then map out in at least our mind, but I say write it down, the path that we're going to take. What is the next step we need to do? If you can't see the step after that, just write down your next step and take that action. And before you know it, the step after that and the step after that will just automatically appear. I can't explain how that happens. It's not really magic, but it's how life works. It's how our energy works. It's how the world works. If you take action toward what you want, you move toward what you want. If you don't move. You just stay in the same place that you are right now. So I'm going to share Tammy's path with you and how she did step 3 of planning her path. Remember, she wants to build unshakable self-confidence. She wants to overcome imposter syndrome and all the things. She wants to take bold action despite being afraid. She wants to celebrate her wins, speak positively to herself, and then trust in her decisions, and then move forward and take action on them quickly. The faster we take action on our decisions, the faster we know if it's going to work or not. If the action doesn't work, well, that's good. We should be excited about that, as well as when it does work, because we know that we need to change and try and do something else. So her path, for example, let me grab my magnifying glass. Plan your path. She says daily affirmations and evidence journal. She's going to write 3 wins and strengths per day. She's going to identify and challenge limiting beliefs through therapy and coaching. She's going to take 1 scary action per week. Speak up, try a new thing, apply for a stretch role in her business or in her career and job. She's going to stop comparing herself to others and not follow triggering social media accounts. Anything, and I've done this too, and I've really gotten better at it. If something triggers me in social media, because I don't spend much time on it, I automatically block or 30-day hold or whatever I can do on that particular account, because I don't need to be seeing stuff that makes me feel bad. Celebrate all your wins, big and small. Build competence, take courses or develop skills in areas where you're a little bit insecure. And then surround yourself, she says, surround myself with confident building people, meaning people that are on your side, people that want to see you win. How many of us have people in our life that don't want to see us win, no matter what? And they might be people really, really close to you. They might be your significant other. They might be your kids. They might be your parents. They might be your best friend. And keep in mind, when people act as if they don't want us to succeed or to become a better version of ourselves, it isn't about us. It's absolutely positively about them, because if we change and grow and show them that it's possible, all of a sudden they have to start becoming more self-aware and pay attention to, well, geez, if my friend Sherry did it, I can certainly do it, because she's not nearly as smart as I am. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to plan out and map out, and you can just pick, I'd say pick at least 1 to 3 things as part of your plan. Just the next step is all you need. If all you do is review and think about the gap and brainstorm a list of things that you could do to fill that gap today, that is the beginning of your plan. But don't stop there. Pick one thing and take action on it. And then share in the comments below what you actually did. If you don't want to share your whole plan, you can share your whole plan like I just shared Tammy's. P in our, oh, we just talked about that. Hello. It's not even Monday. So our topic today for the challenge is actually confident pricing. Now, do you undercharge? Have you ever undercharged? If so, ask yourself why. Why am I charging less than I know this solution or this product or service is worth? If you, and I have a long history of this and undercharging and pricing from a position of, well, this is what I would pay and I want to pay the least amount possible mindset, to this is what it's really worth. This is the value of this. and we should price this. I had Italian food manufacturing business for 35 years. And I would say pricing was one of my biggest personal business challenges because we always felt guilty raising our prices. And I think I inherited that from my sister who was in business with me before, and from the previous owner, and from some of my upbringing. And I would commiserate over raising prices. Now, the thing is, prices of the materials that go into those products are super expensive and always changing, right? And then there was the gas and delivery prices and all the things that go into having a food business. But I would put off and postpone raising my prices for too long. And then I did have one customer that refused to acknowledge our price increase. And I ended up having to sever ties with that customer because they weren't good for us. But the only reason we underprice is because we don't believe, we either feel guilty or we don't think we're worth it, or we've got some imposter syndrome, or we think that we've got some underlying issue. When we charge confidently for our products and services, we attract clients who are willing to pay the value of our products and services. When we undercharge, we attract penny pinching complainers. That's been my experience, is the lower my prices, no matter what, people would complain. So why not sell the people your premium products for the value and still give them a great deal and make sure that they get a great customer experience, but so that you feel good and honored for the effort that you provide in the products and services that you provide for people. And so they feel good buying them. It's actually easier to sell a high price thing than a low price thing. And we can have a whole discussion about that. If you want to, just hit me up and ask and we'll chat about it. But today for our action item, I want you to look at, if you sell anything. Now, if you're an employee, you might not have any control over pricing, but I would say you could have a huge control and really make a name for yourself if you broached this topic with your leadership, because chances are they're undercharging too, right? We tend to, although we live in a totally abundant universe, we tend to have a scarcity mentality. And that, I think, has been built into us through so many ways that if we don't address it for ourselves and others, our business is going to struggle. Ask yourself questions like, am I pricing based on my value and the results that I get for people? Or am I pricing out of insecurity or what I think people will pay? I will say the vast majority of people come up with their prices. It's why it's one of the biggest questions in business and in life. And it's the same as true when you're negotiating your salary for a job. So often, in negotiations, it's absolutely true based on my experience. Whoever speaks first loses, because you've already dealt your hand and the other person knows whether you're serious or not, and all kinds of things that go along with negotiating. But this applies to every area and aspect of our life. If we undervalue ourselves in any way, other people will undervalue us as well. What would you charge if you were fully believed in the transformation that you provide for people? What would that be worth? I will tell you, the transformation I can produce for people is literally worth $1 million or more. Do I charge $1 million or more? Absolutely not. Why? Because I don't think people would pay $1 million for it. No, I think certain business owners would, but your average people would not. And is that where I need to work and pay attention today? Absolutely. How does undercharging affect the quality of the clients that you attract? I will tell you, my lowest priced products and services ever attracted the worst quality of customer. And human beings are all infinitely valuable, right? But some people complain and are negative and live in scarcity more than others. And I personally don't like to work with people like that because it sucks the life out of me. People that have huge problems, but they don't really want to solve them. They just want to bitch, moan, and complain about them. No, thank you. I'm looking for people that want to transform their life and create the life that they want. So for engagement today, just share in the comments below if you've ever struggled with confident pricing, yes or no. And I'm going to say, if you haven't, you're probably fibbing to me or to yourself or to the community, but that's fine. Some people don't. Some people were just raised in a different environment where abundance and expecting what you're worth is a given. The vast majority of us, not so much. All right. If I can help you with this in any way, ask. Otherwise, go out, make it an amazing day. And I will be with you tomorrow for day 57, the E, execution, which is one of my favorite topics because I'm an action-oriented gal. And I don't know what the topic is yet. I'm going to have to look. All right. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.